Welcome, listeners, to this week's debacle of Full Send Rejects. We're your host. I'm Kodack.
And I'm Rose.
I'm Billy.
We have another great episode this week. I will be finishing my story on a string of gang killings in Australia. Rose will begin talking about the life of a woman who became a central part of 2 seasons, not 1, but 2, of American Horror Story.
Ooh.
And Billy shares some thoughts on an Aussie who kills kids. Because I guess that's where things get worse. And on that note, let's kick things off with our pre-topic banter. Since it was a Woman Day not too long ago,
Yeah.
International Women's Day, I thought it'd be very nice of us because we're all about sports and women, I suppose. I know you guys don't care about soccer, but
Nope.
America's women are the best at soccer. They just won the first ever World Cup.
Woo!
I thought the World Cup's been a thing for a long time.
Gold Cup, not World Cup.
Okay, there we go.
So there's like the international body of soccer that does things, and this year they introduced a new tournament that was all like North Central and South America.
And we kicked their asses.
Spoilers. So there's a lot of eyes on the American team for the women's anyway, because the last World, like, we're generally regarded as one of the best teams in the world, and the last World Cup we did terrible. And in this tournament, we got our ass kicked by Mexico early on, and then came back and the championship game kicked the shit out of Brazil 3-0, which is a big score in soccer. And we all know Brazil is if you don't know soccer, Brazil is famous for soccer.
Yeah, so I literally pay attention to the World Cup, and that's about it.
Yeah, well, that's most of America because we have other sports like football.
Yeah, I see what you did. Take that, Europeans.
What's that?
Take that, Europeans.
Take that, Europe and Mexico and Brazil and everyone else we beat. But no, we're just sports fans here, and it's a nice moment to have being on top. Go women!
Vagina power.
Yeah, they found a way to get through those big holes and score and whatnot. It was so. Billy, do you want to hear how I fucked up today?
How'd you fuck up? I see the next topic. How'd you fuck up?
Oh, no. I know you see the next topic, but before we get to that next topic and be about sports, so today we're upstairs. We're getting ready to go to do our weekly grocery shopping, and Rose is like, "Huh, I have a big hole in my pants," and without me thinking, I said, "Is it next to the other one?" And immediately I'm like, "Oh shit, I said that." And she whipped her head around so quick, I thought she was the Exorcist. Yeah.
Window security. Okay. Sorry.
I immediately said that. I'm like, that was one of the top 5 worst things I've ever said in my entire life. Oh, yeah.
Considering the company I know this man has kept, that's pretty sad.
Hey. You stop it. I'm a man of Christ.
Yeah. A lot of devils.
Man of Christ. That's why I'm man of Christ. I met a lot of demons.
Yeah.
Bro, a bunch of succabi.
Now you're royalty.
I am royalty, especially now Pittsburgh has a new queen.
Yeah.
Fuck off.
We're very pro women here. American women being best at soccer. Queens in Pittsburgh, we enjoy it. But
yeah, enjoy him.
I will. This was the first week of the new NFL season. Free agency has been crazy. I'm happy.
Oh, there's been a lot of moves.
Yeah, Pittsburgh has been uncharacteristically very active between making trades, signing highest free agent signing in team history, and Patrick Queen, ex-Baltimore Raven, current All-Pro linebacker.
Did you say Raving?
Huh? Raven.
Did you say Raving?
Yeah, right. He was a Raven.
I thought you said raving.
He kind of like hiccuped or did something mid. M-
Well, he will be Raven and pillaging Baltimore's offense this year. So
I said
yay!
I'm in between with how I feel about free agency because like Ravens got Derek Henry, that's pretty dope.
Yeah, that's true. Derek Henry Lamar is going to be. Don't they usually carry a fullback as well?
Ricard,
As a
no,
Picard Ricardo, whatever his name is, Picardo Ricardo.
Ricard. I don't think
That's
he
going to
went
be
anywhere.
fullbacks. Definitely don't. They're pretty loyal. But
Fuck
it's
you,
been
douchebag.
crazy. I mean,
we got rid of all of our quarterbacks.
yeah, replace the entire quarterback system. I like 20 minutes before we started recording this here on Saturday, the news broke that Pittsburgh got Justin Fields, which was funny because me and Billy were here just talking about, hey, I necessarily don't want this.
I told you to chill
Billy
out
was,
and it'd be fine.
yeah, and then it happened. I'm like, oh, it is fine. Okay. Only cost us
Yeah,
six round pick next year.
I didn't give up that much collateral. That's not bad. I told you.
No, that's well, I was also expecting Chicago to hold firm that they were going to want like a third round pick, a player, something,
No,
but
man, they just
Yeah,
basically gave him away.
they want they wanted
I
peanuts.
expected that like a lot more.
But it's okay because we have Renegade Russ. He will lead the team.
You really gonna ruin? I mean, Renegade's already a touchy subject for me. You already gonna ruin it.
Billy, it's okay. Just accept it. Renegade Russ is gonna be here with the Rust belt. Um, just accept it.
I
Okay.
can't believe
As
how
soon as
many
you accept.
catchphrases you have.
Oh, mama, I'm in fear for my life from the
We're
long
totally gonna get
arm of
sued
the
for sticks.
law. Lawman is putting an end to my running, and I'm so far from my home.
Billy,
Oh,
Russ
mama,
Uh-huh.
is here.
I can hear you
Yep.
crying. You're so
Remember
scared
that
of
show,
being
Kings of Queens?
all
Russ is of Queens, right here.
Russ Queens.
Hangman is coming
I have
down
many
from
jokes
Feel
coming.
like you let smell.
very long.
I
Feel
just hope I
got
don't rustle your feathers.
Uh-huh. Fields of Queens.
Fields of Queens, yes. Hope that doesn't rustle any feathers. New year, new puns.
uh, it's fucking March.
It's going to be a very, very, very dark season for Billy.
No, I
Did
have
Baltimore
Derrick
even
Henry. It's fine.
I was gonna say, besides Derrick Henry, do they do anything yet?
A couple things. I don't fully remember what. Derrick Henry's the only like major
They
thing.
blew up.
So Derrick Henry and losing Quinn are the only two big things.
Yeah. See, but like they have Roquan Smith,
Pittsburgh,
and he's working with Ray Lewis, and he killed the guy.
hey, Ray Lewis is innocent now. I fully believe that. I listened to an
I'll,
investigation. He is innocent, I think.
I'll believe he's innocent because I don't want to die. Ray Lewis is still a scary man.
There are some sketchy things, but I believe he is innocent now.
He turned his life to God. He's fine. It's fine.
Hey, me too. Praise Jesus.
J Town.
Mm. J Town. Year of our Lord. J Town.
Sorry, Dave Anthony. We're not trying to steal your shtick.
I am. I have no shame. Well, Pittsburgh did everything I wanted them to do this offseason. Minus getting a center, but there's a draft. It's okay because
Yeah,
getting rid of Dion help.
Yeah, the Deontay was a bit of a shocker, but if you look at
you
all
got
the
Justin
power,
Jefferson. It's fine.
We have Van Jefferson, you bastard.
I thought. Oh, really? It's not Justin Jefferson.
Wait, did you think this entire time I meant Justin Jefferson?
Yeah. It shows
That
how
makes
much
me
I
so
talk shit.
happy. That makes me so happy.
No, but we have a lot of powerhouses. I mean,
It's gonna be where fight, Florida, first Tampa. Oh my god. Sorry, we have the Lightning Florida game on right now, and it's pretty violent.
Not gonna lie, I fucking love Florida.
Florida sports in general is just chaotic.
Florida Panthers hockey, like they're scrappy little bastards.
Oh, they are. I appreciates them, and they're one of the best teams in the league right now.
Yeah, they're really good too. But like the Penguins.
sort of lightning.
The Lightning are having sort of a down year this year. I'm sorry.
It looks like they're having sort of an up game right now, so I'm not sorry.
Listen, if I have a
They're
day,
playing the best, one of the best teams in
The
the whole
Panthers
entire
came back
league.
from 4-0 the other day.
he has a point, and they're coming back right now from 4-0. It was 4-0 5 minutes ago. It's 4-2 now.
Billy,
Hell yeah,
we
they're
have
scrappy.
Patrick Queen. Shut up.
We have Patrick Queen. Shut up. Oh my god, that's awesome.
Oh, it's gonna be a
Anytime
long
you make
fucking
sense.
year.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, this is gonna be. Wait till that game happens. Just wait.
Anytime you make a lick of sense, it's gonna be shut up. We have Patrick Queen.
Okay.
He's gonna. Oh. Anthony's birthday party says something.
I'm getting that jersey. Are the jerseys out yet? Oh my god, hold on.
You're gonna order a Patrick Queen jersey.
Remember I told you this?
Oh,
I
Just
know
to
you
piss
can
off
pre-order
Billy?
Derek Henry.
Patrick Queen Steelers jersey. Let's see. Nope, it's on eBay, $50.
It seemed legit.
seems legit.
Oh, free shipping, 7% off on things. Oh, I might have to get something. Trending players, Kenny Pick. Oh, he's not. There's no way.
Yeah, they're probably selling it for like fucking $12.
Oh, no, it's $180. They probably didn't update it yet.
Yeah.
He's going to be permanent backup.
I'm mad that I'm going to back up a quarterback for a year.
Let me go to another team and back their quarterback.
For even longer. That will show Justin Fields.
Take
By
that,
the way, I'm
Steelers.
having a new. Take that, Steelers. Billy, I'm having a new beer today.
Oh yeah.
Southern Tier Brewing Company, Irish Cream Stout.
Ooh, Southern Tier's so
Very-
fucking good.
Wait, this is top tier right here. But last thing we have before we get into our main subject, unless you have anything to add, Billy, we took a trip to the hometown auction this week.
Yes, we did.
And
I was at
we
work.
almost. I left work. Work,
I
you're
wasn't.
listening to this? I'm sorry. Wait, no, I was honest.
I just went there instead of work.
Almost all the alcohol we got there is almost gone already.
No.
It is.
There's a bottle of wine left.
Yeah, we bought 4 bottles of alcohol there.
To be fair. Okay, so Anthony, what'd you got? You got the cream soda?
No, I got a cream soda moonshine.
I got this thing called the Skook Birch.
That shit's pretty good.
It's birch beer flavored moonshine.
I can't lie. That's pretty good moonshine.
No,
I know there's probably some guy in Alabama. That's not real moonshine, Sonny.
We
I
know.
can do a good voice.
No, but it's not strong.
No, it's only 20%.
So it's something it tastes good.
It tastes really fucking good. And the whatever I got, I put a little orange
cream
soda in
soda.
there. The creamsicle, I put orange soda in there. Ooh. Muy caliente. Muy delicious. Very good. Very good.
Yeah, I'm just a slut for birch beer.
I got some meat too.
Every time we go to the fair, I'm always.
Oh no. Booze and meat. That's how it goes.
Oh yeah, and those Amish people really know what they're doing.
Yeah, they make
Listen,
a
if you're
good
listening-
beer.
They do. They really do.
Yeah.
And if you're listening to this, you're like, You have an opportunity to go try something from the Amish, go.
Yes.
Or the Mennonites.
The
We
ham
don't
and
discriminate.
Or Mennonites, we don't discriminate, each one.
yeah.
Oh, what's that
Those
one
ham and
place?
cheese Oh, yeah.
What's that one place? The
Sporting.
smorgasbord all the way down in fuck where?
Oh, fuck. Shady Maple.
Shady Maple, yeah. I need to take you there.
I know you keep saying
I
that.
wanna go I almost wanna go for my birthday because you can't tell me no because it's my birthday.
I
Plus,
was
they
there
get free
one
meals on your
time.
birthday. I went there a couple times, and
Do you want
it's
me to
just
take off for your birthday and we can go down there?
I won't say no, but CJ and Nicole are going. CJ's want to have this.
So I'll have. Okay, so we'll have the neighbor sign for the porta potty,
Oh, that's supposed to be here that day.
either the 18th or the
I mean,
19th.
you go there for dinner.
Isn't it like a couple hours away?
Yes, we'll have to leave early. Actually, yeah.
So we can have the neighbor sign
How
for
about
the
this?
porta potty.
If the porta potty gets in your time, okay, it's like okay, let's go. Let's skedaddle. Let's get down there.
Yeah.
If not, we
Right.
can go somewhere up here.
Skedaddle is such a great word.
Thank you. Thank you. I was hoping I used it correctly there. Yeah, I think their like meat section is like the size of like an all-you-can-eat entire section.
Okay.
They don't fuck
Yeah.
but all those shops, so Nicole can't complain. She'll
And
enjoy it.
where is it at?
I know it's past Blue Balls.
Like
Okay, Shady.
Lancaster.
Yeah, it's not by
Oh,
Lancaster.
Lancaster.
It's a trip. It's definitely a trip and a half.
Yeah, especially for you guys.
Oh yeah, it for person. I think it would have to be like a like we take a day trip down there and we just go there to eat afterwards.
Shady Maple. Is it a restaurant
Yeah,
or farm market?
it's literally called a smorgasbord.
Oh,
It's
Yep.
2 hours, 3 minutes away.
yep.
It is some of the best shit you'll ever have in your time. It's past Reading. It is all the way down there.
Yeah, and it
Okay.
takes like
Well,
an hour to get from here to there. So you're like, ew.
That's what I'm saying. Like we can make a trip, like a day trip out of like in the summer or something.
I mean, next Saturday we have Auntie's birthday,
Oh boy.
but oh yeah, big 70 for her. She's gonna be 70 years old.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, she's gonna be, dude. Yeah, you never met somebody who could swing it like her, bro. At 70 years old.
Bro.
I mean, we're not doing anything 2 Saturdays from now.
We probably, we don't even know it yet.
Oh, it's Easter. That's Easter weekend.
Told you. Thanks,
Oh,
Christ.
Well,
I didn't know when that
Sunday's
was.
Easter. What?
I didn't know when Easter was,
You
and my mom texted me. It was like, "Hey, are you coming down?"
Uh,
Like, I don't know.
Yeah,
What?
I really. Maybe they should, just keep the same day every year. That would be very beneficial. But
Yeah, something
changes.
the moon.
fucking astrologist.
So, speaking of holidays, tomorrow is St. Patrick's Day, and some of us have already started eating some corned beef and cabbage.
Fuck yeah, I did. I couldn't wait. I had nothing to do today. Would be the cabbage.
Listen, just make sure you put out a Guinness underneath your shamrock for St. Patty.
So the dropkick Murphys can make it back to Boston.
Exactly. Oh man. All right. Anything else before we start here,
No,
Billy?
Yeah, I got nothing. Oh, I got a haircut. I mean, that's cool.
Wait, hold on. Did you tip her the 666?
No, I just panicked and hit the 25%. But I then
God
told her, I'm
damn it,
like,
Billy.
Kodack told me to tip you 666. She's like, I was gonna bring it up.
That's awesome. That makes me happy. To be fair, the 666 was for my haircut was a decent tip.
I mean,
All right.
I don't know.
So-
I felt I should have tipped more, but
Well, I like to hover between 15 and 20%. I think that's respectable.
yeah, like I said, I panicked, saw how much 25% was. Like, holy shit. I'm like, all right.
Yeah, I think 25%. I mean, if you feel like it, go ahead, do it. But there's people that are like demand 25%, and that's excessive to me. I'm sorry.
Yeah, they're little card reader things like, hey, how much, like, what percentage do you want? Like 5, 10, like the highest shirt, $6.
There you go.
I felt like it was too little though, but I was too afraid to change it.
It happens. It happens. We've all been there.
So you can't really feel it.
So on to our main events. This week I'll kick things off with the second half to my Melbourne Gangland Killings. If you haven't listened to the first part, go back to our previous episode, episode 52, um, to listen for the
You
first
do it.
half of this, where I go into the background of it, and I also dive into the killings up to the turn of the 20th century. This week, I'll be going to the 21st century, and as I was writing this, Rose was in the kitchen, and I was in our dining room, and I was like, holy fuck, this needs to be a movie.
Probably is in
He
Australia.
did indeed. He kept on saying, "Holy fuck!
Like,
Holy fuck!"
the amount of murder, okay? To give a synopsis of what I'm about to explain, you know that part in Goodfellas where, like, after the heist where they're just popping off all the mobsters so wouldn't come back to him?
Yeah, Jimmy Burke.
Yeah, imagine that just over like 5 years.
Oh shit.
Yeah, okay, so I will
Australia getting
start because I
wild.
have this in time. What's that?
Australia getting wild.
Yeah, it's wild. I will be starting off with my timeline here. Kicking things off on the 8th of May of the year 2000. 52-year-old fruit stand owner Francesco Frank Benvent I can't pronounce things right now. Benvenuto was fatally shot while sitting in his car in his driveway. Frank was a major underworld crime figure in Melbourne and the son of Melbourne's godfather of crime, Labaro Benevent, Benve,
But the B one.
Benvenuto. Boopity boppity boppity.
Boppity
He
boopity.
used Italian.
But that's why I couldn't pronounce it.
He didn't use the Italian hands.
Benvenuto. There we go. See, it works.
See?
It works. Yes.
The
So,
little flicker.
sorry, I'm Irish.
Why do you think we
Phone
pressure stoves?
It does help. Phone records showed that as he was laying dying, he called associate Victor Pierce. Numerous suspects were named, including Mick Gatto, Mark Moran, and Andrew Viniamin, with the leading theory that this was a retribution for the death of Alfonso Muratari, who was shot dead in 1992.
You're a big fan of Mick Gatto, by the way.
May 16, 2000, Richard Meldenich, 39-year-old career criminal who was out on parole and an associate of Mark Moran, was shot and killed by a single bullet in the St. Kilda Esquire Hotel. Mark Moran himself was one of the suspects, with Carl Williams was the alleged getaway driver.
I think I have St. Kilda in mine too. That's fun.
Oh, nice. Crossover. June 15th, 2000. In a twist of events, Mark Moran himself was shot and killed by Carl Williams as he was leaving his home in Aberfetty, Australia. Moran was under intense police surveillance, but the surveillance was mysteriously ended hours before he was killed. Underworld figures believed Rodney the Duke Collins as one of the killers. Ina Debra and Rocco Orico were also prime suspects.
Epstein.
There's a few Epsteins in here. Not, sex offenders, just people who were killed who are under supervision.
You don't know these people.
That's true. There could be more to this. 14th October 2000, Dino Debra himself was killed in his house via multiple gunshots in West Sunshine. Not so much sunshine there. He was 25 at the time and was facing charges of kidnapping and assault. Okay, so maybe a little bit of an Epstein.
Mm.
The police suggested that Benji Veniamin was one of the gunmen. 100,000 reward was offered for information.
All right, so Mick Cat is still doing good.
22nd March 2001, 41-year-old security guard and nightclub bouncer George Garamanos. Oh my God, this is working. He was found in Armadale Park with 3 gunshots to his head. That wasn't Italian, it's Australian, okay? It's different. 3 gunshots to his head and 1 to his chest. Associates of Germanos noted that he was in fear of his life the weeks prior to his death and borrowed $5,000 to purchase a handgun. You know, imagine needing $5,000 for a weapon. Here in the States, you can just get a handgun for a few $100s. Yeah.
Yeah.
There was belief that this had to do with an incident where Germanos bashed Ray Mather, son of crime figure Robert Bluey Bob Mather. Robert was a suspect in a series of robberies and the murders of Dimitrios Berius in 1999 and the murder of Mariana Laciana. Robert died of natural causes in 2014. I think just give me the confidence to say it. That's all it is. That's the difference here.
Do you know what fucked me up? Is when you said Bluey, my parenting mind went.
Bluey! But there's
I just like how we're not bringing up how awesome of a name Bluey Blob is.
Oh, it was a good name. It's a very good name.
But as parents, our minds literally went to this little blue ass dog.
The showmanship.
It's like today's Blue's Clues, but not as gangster as the originals.
Yeah, I want to start watching it. Apparently, it's pretty good.
Come watch it with us, Billy.
Come join us, Billy.
You gotta catch me and Alina on the couch on 420, just me and Bluey.
Yep.
Yeah. May 1st, 2002, 43-year-old Victor Pierce, that's not even Italian, was killed inside his car in Port Melbourne as he sat opposite of a grocery store. A Holden Commodore parked next to Pierce, exchanged words with him, and then shot him 4 times. Now, Pierce was a waterfront worker. However, police believed he was heavily involved in drug trafficking. He was a member of the notorious Pentagill family, who had a firm hold on the drug world of Melbourne. Mick Gatto is believed to have put out the hit with Farouk Orman being convicted but acquitted in 2019. Now, fun story, the Pentagill family is who I was originally going to cover because they're the inspiration to a show I watched called Animal Kingdom. Great show, highly suggested. It's on Amazon Prime. But then I came across this, and this just fucking blew my mind. So I went with this story instead.
It's not what I think it is it?
It is not about animals. That's how it got me too. And then I realized there's a lot of crime.
Oh, yeah, I started watching Australian crime shows. Wow.
Well, when the opening scene, I realized it was a kid's mom overdosing on heroin. I'm like, this is not one about kangaroos.
Certainly not lions.
Yeah. No kangaroos here. Okay. 10th July 2002, Alexander Kurtevstev. He's not Italian. Stop doing the hand gesture. Get the hammer and sickle. You need the hammer and sickle for the Russian guys. He was shot by a 55-year-old Michael Goldman, who claimed to only do so because he was ordered to by Nick the Russian Redev, who he was himself terrified of. He claimed Redev told him to shoot him in the head and he will take care of the body. At that point, we covered enough things in this podcast where I was like, I don't like how this sounds.
It
Like,
gets worse?
Before the podcast, like, oh, he's probably going to dispose of the body. Now I'm like, is he going to do something, a little necrophiliac here or?
A little extracurricular?
Yeah. Alexander was actually a police informant who was wearing a wire during the shooting. He was not shot in the head, but he was shot in the stomach as he entered Goldman's flat, and afterwards, he was shot in the head. Goldman was sentenced to 14 years in prison with eligibility for parole after 11.
All right, let's go, Jews.
16th October 2002, 31-year-old drug dealer Paul Kalapolitis is shot dead in his bed via to the dome. Your childhood friend Andrew Mario Venetiti was arrested for the murder in 2009. Venetiti. 28 December 2002, after dropping off his daughter, Mark Anthony Smith was shot at home as he was exiting his car. Despite being shot in the neck and hand, he recognized the shooter and chased after him before he realized he was losing a lot of blood. This badass literally put his hand to his neck and was like, "Fuck, I'm losing blood. I need to stop."
I need to lay down.
Carl Williams would later admit to putting the hit out on Smith after he learned Smith took money to assassinate Jason Moran, but instead split the money with Jason instead.
What a dick.
A little bit of a dick move. That's what happens. Just get shot in the neck. 15th April 2003, Nick the Russian Radev was killed in his Mercedes via 7 shots to the head and chest. Victoria police believe the father-son drug startup took him out to grow their own business. They believe they paid Andrew Viniamin to kill the Russian, who was seen with him that day and matched description from eyewitnesses. The Russian was with 2 associates who both claimed to have not seen the shooter. Of course they haven't.
Don't be suspicious.
Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious.
Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious.
What in the fuck?
2003. Watch Parks and Rec, you'll understand.
Yes.
June 2003, Victoria Police Assistant Commissioner Simon Overland launches Task Force Piranha, which you listened to last week's episode. It was a specialized task force dedicated to investigate these strings of murder. 4th of June 2003, 28-year-old male prostitute Shane Chartrice Abbott was fatally shot outside his home while he was on his way to trial for a rape and bashing of a female client in 2002. In 2007, assassin Keith Farey admitted to the murder and claimed 2 police detectives assisted in the murder.
See? Epstein. All over this.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's a rape in here somewhere. 21st June 2003, 35-year-old Jason Moran and his minder, who is someone who is supposed to watch out for any threats towards Jason, was fatally shot in a van outside of a football stadium. Yep, minder did not do his job. Probably minding his own business. 6 children witnessed the killing, including Moran's twin children, who were 6 at the time. The killer, Victor Brinkat, fled to a getaway car. 21st July 2003, 39-year-old drug dealer Willie Thompson was killed in his car after leaving an MMA club. Fun fact about Australian MMA, Steve Irwin used to help train MMA fighters in Australia.
Oh, shit.
I mean, the man,
Yeah.
he wrestled
That's actually why, yes.
crocodiles.
Yeah.
His signature move was the gator roll.
Yeah. I just wanted to share something nice in here between all this murder and mayhem and whatnot. Plus, Steve's my boy. Allegedly, Carl Williams ordered the hit in order to steal drugs. Thompson was also affiliated with the Moran family. 18 August 2003, 36-year-old Mark Milia's body was found burnt like a marshmallow that got too close to the campfire. His body was located in a storm drain packed with a green bin. Prior to his death, Mark was tortured by Williams and 7 other men about the location of where some laundered money was buried.
Jesus Christ, they went nuts with him.
Yeah, they ain't fucking around. 9th September 2003, 32-year-old Hassoum Zayet was run off the road, forced out of his car, and shot multiple times in the head. He was a close associate of the Russian and Nicholas Ibrahim, who was charged for the murder. Here comes one of the best nicknames you're going to hear here. Are you ready? 20th October 2003, 49-year-old Istvan Steve Gulias.
He's already getting
And
ready
his
for the
deep
witness protection program.
Steve and his de facto wife were found executed in their home. They were believed to have run a brothel for the Russian under the dating agency Partner Search Australia.
Steve.
Yeah. Real threatening nicknames here for gangsters. 25 October 2003, 38-year-old Michael Ronald Marshall was shot 4 times in the head outside his luxury home in front of his 5-year-old son.
That is the whitest name I've ever heard.
Settle down, Steve. It's
Well, what's that
pretty
real
white.
name? It's fun.
Michael
Yeah,
Ronald
Steve.
Marshall? Yeah, Steve was a nickname given to him.
Yeah, it's
Alias
fun.
of
Seems a
sorts.
little. It seems a little much.
So by day, Michael Marshall was a hot dog salesman, but also sold ecstasy on the side. What a fucking life.
He was about the wiener game.
He flew
I
two
know,
girls for
like
the
12
buns.
guys in it.
Now, he was believed by the underworld community to be the killer of Willie Thompson, and his murder was ordered by Carl Williams. Victor Braincat and Thomas Henschel were convicted of the killing, who were followed by police up until a few hours before the murder.
Hot dogs, get your
Hot dog, hot diggity
here.
dog.
Later on the night, hot dog.
Hey, for later, ho! 17th November 2003, Carl Williams himself is arrested and charged for making threats toward a Piranha task force detective and his girlfriend. The alleged threats were made in a taped phone call to Victor Braincat while he was in Barwon prison. Carl was bailed out 2 weeks later, however, his arrest became famous around the area thanks to the age photographer Angela Wiley. 13 December 2003, 61-year-old Graham Kickenberg, known as the Munster, was ambushed and shot outside his Kew home just after midnight in front of his family members after parking his car. He was considered to be Melbourne's most influential criminal and was a leader of the drill bit gang that specialized in safe breaking, hence drill bit.
Hey, Q was my almost other topic.
There's a lot of people here that could be topics. It's a lot of interesting characters here.
They have a nice society.
Especially
there.
Yeah, Steve.
Steve is the top
Never
character.
forget Steve.
I still like Mickey Cats.
Mick Gatto was Mick Gatto was a pallbearer at his funeral, which was attended by many crime figures. Andrew Viniaman was treated as a suspect in his murder, and Carl Williams was also questioned. Stephen John Asling was charged with the murder in 2015.
Assling.
Let's wait. Yeah, there you go. February 2004, Carl Williams gave an interview with the Bulletin, and in there he denied that he paid Andrew Benji Viniman $100,000 of kangaroo bucks for 5 murders. I don't know the exchange rate for between Australian dollars and American
I
dollars.
would just like 1 kangaroo buck, please.
How about 10 Stanley nickels?
I would like the Steve penny.
The Steve Laboon. March 2004, Federal Justice Minister Chris Ellison announces the Australian Crime Commission will be investigating these murders after all this time. 23 March 2004, Andrew Viniman, who was 28 at the time, is fatally shot by Mick Gatto after an argument inside the La Porcella pizza place. Gatto was arrested for the murder and was accused by police of setting a trap for Andrew. Gatto would later be acquitted of self-defense, and I'm sure Andrew's notoriety as Carl's main hitman helped his case.
Mickey Cats.
Mickey Cats. 31st of March 2004, Louis Moran, 62 at the time, was shot and killed in broad daylight by 2 men wearing balaclava masks in front of the Brunswick Club. He was recently released from jail on drug trafficking charges, and police warned him that his life was in danger. His close friend and fellow member of the Painter and Dockers, Bert Rout, was also shot but survived. Later in court, Williams was found not guilty of ordering the hit, with Keith Farry being the getaway driver. His brother Noel Farry and Evangelos Goussis were the executioners.
Wait, you said not
12th of
guilty.
April
Is he
2004.
guilty?
Oh, not guilty. He was found not guilty. However, if you recall from last week's episode, Williams later confessed to a lot of things once he actually finally went to prison. But get there.
Got it.
That's actually how we know who killed who in a lot of these cases. The 12th of April 2004, Terowens Blewett, a hitman for the Williams Syndicate and suspected shooter of Graham Kickenberg in 03, disappeared without a trace. He was last seen walking towards a blue Hyundai Excel, the same model as a getaway car for the murder. His remains were found a decade later during a search of a scrapyard in Palment Crescent. An autopsy revealed he had been shot. Pretty sure it was a shotgun, too.
How do you why do you need an autopsy for that?
Well, they're trying to do you got to think 10 years. There's a lot of decomposition there,
Oh yeah, that's true.
especially in a scrapyard.
Fair.
8th of May 2004, the body of Lewis Kane was found dumped in Brunswick after a shotgun blast at close range. He was an associate of Carl Williams and was last seen at dinner with Williams 2 nights before. The murder was a paid hit by Mario Candello as reprisal for the Louis Moran killing. In '08, Evangelos Gaussis was convicted of killing Louis Morgan. This was after sentences of 15 years for the Kane murder and life in prison for the Moran killing. His eligibility for parole begins in 2039.
You can't
Ooh.
whack a top guy.
Precisely. 16 May 2004, Terrence and Kristen Hodson were found executed in their Kew home. Terrence was revealed to be a police informant. ABC Radio reported on a leaked document that Hodson betrayed the crime and it was making its rounds to the underground community. By the way, Australia apparently has their own ABC. I learned this when I was going to make a Charlie Brown commits murder joke. I was writing it. I'm like, what are the odds there's other ABCs out there? So let me look this up. Um, Police drug squad detective Paul Dale paid Carl Williams 150 koala coins to organize the hit, which he used Ronnie the Duke Collins for the murder. It was actually $150,000, but again, I don't know. Are you looking up koala coins?
I'm looking up
Kangaroo bucks. There's just
Kangaroo
jack
cash.
koalas.
kangaroo.
Oh, cause it's showing shirt. Hold on, go here. Let's see here. Only. Oh, yep, that's it. Okay, cool.
Yep,
9th
that's the
June
thing.
2004, Piranha Task Force detectives arrest Carl Williams for conspiracy to commit murder along with his associate Sean Sonnet and Greg Hildenbrandt, who was arrested meters from the home of Mario Candello. Police said that Candello, an Italian-Australian lawyer with mob ties, was moments away from being the 28th victim of these murders.
Fuck.
Yeah, can you imagine that? Like, you're just minding your own business and out of nowhere there's fucking people being arrested. Like, what's going on? Hey, they're about to murder you. That'd be spooky. Kangaroo tokens are an actual thing.
Of course they are.
That has to be like a whatchamacallit, one of those internet things.
Or an Australian Chuck E. Cheese.
Here, put you one for the US. See what happens, see what pops up.
Cookie kangaroo.
Convert kangaroo token GAR to United States dollar. I love this country, this world. February 2006, on the eve of his murder trial, Mario Candello was shot and killed in his driveway at 10 p.m. Police believe that the Duke was the shooter. 20th March 2006, Melbourne businessman Tony Mockbell failed to appear in court for allegations of importing cocaine from Mexico in 2000. He was out on jail despite protests from the police. The judge actually had a history of dismissing drug cases against Mockbell and his brother. Maybe some more corruption there, most definitely.
Yeah.
The week prior, the defense team made several complaints that they were worried about his well-being. Tony was actually arrested over a year later in Athens, Greece, with extradition being granted to Australia on the 17th of May in 2008. Some real narco shit going on here. 26 March 2006, Lee Patrick Torney's body is found dumped in a mine shaft. He was notorious for being particularly violent and was a drug trafficker associated with Williams and a prime suspect in several murders, including the 1982 murder of Sidney James Graham. Investigators discovered he was killed several months earlier with a shovel by Graham John Holden after an argument.
Cassius.
Imagine being like a well implemented killer and you get taken out by a shovel. I dig it. Thank you.
They're so funny.
I try. The 27th of April 2006, 31-year-old Michael Phillid Dewhurst is stabbed to death following a fight with two men in the street in Melton. He was an associate with several victims of these murders, including Dino Debra, Andrew Viniman, and Paul Garipolides. Craig Vella was arrested for the stabbing. All right, for another insane nickname. 14th October 2006, Michael Eyes Pastoris was shot in the ass and thigh in a home in Brunswick after giving evidence Mick Gatto's murder trial.
You didn't see that coming.
He did not.
Mickey Katz is like, hey, you got eyes. We're going to call you Eyes.
It was actually very easy for the police to flip Pashas to testify because despite his nickname of Eyes, this dude was so dumb. He once walked into his own home during a police raid and was caught red-handed. Literally, there was other officers who warned him off to tell him to go away. He just walked into the house during a raid.
That is silly.
Yeah.
That's a fucking spoof movie is what that is.
Yeah. This whole thing could be a fucking movie or a TV series. Now that was like more towards the end of the killings. Going back to last week's episode, it was around this time Carl Williams was actually arrested, and he, under his own testimony, admitted to like the hits he put out there. And that's where we know all these killings and hitmen and all that. So that was 2006. This fast forward to 2009 now. 15th of June 2009, Desmond Moran is shot and killed in Melbourne's Northwest District. He was the brother of. Am I spelling it wrong? He was the brother of Louis Moran. Desmond has previously escaped several shootings without injury. His sister-in-law was actually arrested in connection to the murder.
What do we call him, Lucky?
19th April 2010. This is when Carl Williams is bashed to death by a fellow inmate, Charles Johnson, at HM Barwon Prison. As a reminder, this was supposed to be Australia's most secure prison, and he got taken out by a Peloton bike. This concludes my subject on these murders, and this has been a wild ride that reminded me of, as I said before, that 20-minute segment from Goodfellas, where everyone is being killed off after the heist. I hope you enjoyed this wild ride because honestly, this makes you want to try and take my writing to the next level and write a script about this. Because there has to be someone out there who wants to like make a show, a limited series, something about this because it's insane.
Yeah, this is a lot.
Like this will be like intriguing to watch. There are a few TV programs in Australia to this. However, there's nothing in the States. So I'll try my luck. I'm sure my ADHD won't get in my way. Next week, I'll be going from multiple criminals to one as I dive into the Jerry Sandusky child sex crimes, scandals. I'm trying to find the word scandals, yes. And, everything he did at Penn State.
Oh, we're still in the country.
Yeah, next we're staying in Australia with Billy here.
I've never been so scared of one goddamn country.
Oh yeah, not only are all the animals trying to kill you, so is fucking everybody else apparently.
Yeah, mobsters, people named fucking Derek.
People named fucking Steve.
Fucking Steve.
Fucking Eyes.
Steve Eyes.
The dangerous ones really pretty much have plain names at this point.
Okay. Well, take it away, Billy.
All right. Oh, by the way, I bitch about a lot of Australian names in here. Because I know you wanted to.
It's okay.
Use the hands.
I use the hands. Especially Italian Australian.
Oh, goodness. This is creepy.
Even if they're not.
Oh, it gets bad. It gets way worse.
I love it. It gets worse. I love it.
I wouldn't let you down. In the late 60s in Australia, in a small part of Mornington Peninsula, just south of Melbourne, which apparently that's how you're supposed to say that. I don't know. It's Australian.
Really? Wow, I was going to correct you.
Yeah. It was a typical summer day for kids to just kind of go out and play for the day. Weird to think of that being a thing, huh? Anyway, much like most days, 12-year-old Yvonne Toohey, I fucking hate that spelling so much, and her friend 11-year-old Shane Spiller had planned an adventure to the beach. Planning to build a campfire and have their own picnic, young Shane was brandishing his trusty hatchet. This isn't important now, but it will be kind of soon.
Neat. I enjoyed nice hatchet.
I hate the beach.
Yeah, the beach in Australia? Come on.
Yeah, just asking and eaten by a great white.
Give me skin cancer now.
Well, Yvonne and Shane made their way down a beaten path where they would see a man sitting by his car, seemingly waiting for the next living person to come wandering by. The man confronted the children and grabbed Yvonne. He tried to grab Shane, but there's that trusty hatchet coming into play. Shane threatened to hit the man with a hatchet, but as the man backed up, still holding Yvonne, oh fuck, I hate this stupid. Shane decided it was best to run for help. While Shane ran to anyone who could help, he heard Tui scream, "He's going to cut my throat."
Yeah, man, come on.
So we're starting good.
Good start. I like it.
Shane managed to get a very good look at the man's car and quickly noted there was a Navy placard on the orange Datsun. Fucking Australia. Detectives were able to track down the car to HMAS Cerberus, the nearby base, and with the help of Spiller positively IDing the vehicle. Detectives quickly found out that the mystery man was 20-year-old Derek Percy, also known as the Ghost at the base, and an electrical mechanic stationed there. When detectives tracked him down, Percy was found washing bloodstained clothes because that's not guilty.
Yeah, not good luck.
They quickly told the commanding officer that they were taking him in for questioning immediately. Derek claimed he had a bad memory, but would try to help any way he could.
Classic.
He helped all right when he formally confessed to the murder of Yvonne Tui. He would then go with detectives to Ski Beach, 8 kilometers away from where Percy initially abducted Tui. Remember, kids, avoid secondary locations.
True.
Derek's memory was pretty sharp for this because he took the detectives directly to Yvonne's body. She was extremely cut up, gagged, tied, and raped. The detectives were shocked to find this seemingly nice guy had done these terrible things.
Jesus Christ.
It gets
I'm going to
worse.
foreshadow some our mental health here.
It gets worse.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Love that. Love that for you, Billy.
Yeah, no, that's just the start of this. During their initial search of Percy's belongings at the base, police discovered a journal in his locker detailing sick and sadistic thoughts and potentially a retelling of what happened to Yvonne. One of the entries in the diaries detailed the brutal rape and murder of a young boy, and coincidentally, a young boy was found murdered just a year before. When being questioned, Percy would never budge on if he was responsible for the boy's death. When officers brought in another officer who was friends with Derek, though, he simply stated, "Looks like I fucked up this time," which means he probably killed that boy.
Oh, okay. Okay. We're escalating things a little bit.
Yeah. Based on the
Cool.
journal and the reports of the boy's autopsy, police began digging deeper into the case. In 1968, 3-year-old Simon Brooke was abducted from his backyard around Sydney Harbor and was sexually and physically assaulted, much like Tui was. Conveniently enough, Derek was stationed at the Cockatoo Dry Dock in the harbor. The boy was reported missing but wasn't discovered until the next day. The autopsy shows that it uh, wasn't a quick death for the boy. It was literally torture. The actual cause of death was determined to be a newspaper stuffed in the boy's mouth, which suffocated him. There was also post-mortem mutilation, which same with Yvonne. The only thing Percy admitted to was driving past Simon's home the day he went missing. Conveniently.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, he couldn't remember if he did anything.
This is why kids
Maybe.
don't play outside anymore.
Especially in Australia.
Yeah, Jesus
She's up
Christ.
the spiders. Yeah.
Got fucking Percy over here.
Actually, he was reassigned to the HMAS Cerberus. Another young child was missing. Linda Stillwell, a 7-year-old who was playing with her sisters at the St. Kilda foreshore in Melbourne. See? They killed it.
Hmm.
Linda's body was never recovered, but after his death, Percy was on leave from Cerberus the day of her Wow, what the fuck did I do there? The day of her disappearance, Percy was on leave from the Cerberus. Um, and again, he admitted to driving through the area, but, bad memory card. He didn't remember if he did anything.
Sure.
He would be deemed responsible for this one after his death. Some good that really did. This was 8 months prior to the abduction of Tui.
Bunch of amnesia here.
Though he did admit to the murder of Tui in 1970, Derek Percy was found not guilty by reason of insanity and remanded indefinitely, which is just fancy Aussie talk for life in prison. Basically, he was never charged with serving a life sentence for, being deemed insane, which, might be a good idea. Had he been found guilty by a jury, he would have been one of the last prisoners to be hung. Just for shits and giggles, I'll put this in here because I didn't know where to. Percy was also a coprophiliac, which, if we remember, our good buddy Albert Fish means poop turns him on. He was also He was also a urophiliac, which is pee, but honestly sounds better than shit at this point.
Which is interesting because Albert Fish was 1 year ago today that we did.
No shit.
Yeah, not a good time.
Oof. Still blame right on that one. After his sentencing, Percy was sent to Pentridge Prison in their J Division. The J Division was for prisoners who were basically remanded for insanity or by order of the Queen, because that was still a thing. It was probably a fun place, I would assume. Percy, used to being in close quarters in the Navy, adapted rather quickly to prison life and was even given special privileges within the first year. He was given the ability to manage the entire division, meaning he gets, to say who gets what cell, finalizing schedules, and even what amenities would be allowed for certain prisoners.
I wonder who else is there that he was the one that allowed to run the thing, like run the show there.
Well, apparently it was like a prison guard selection,
Oh,
because like they actually kind of listen to their prisoners, I guess, because it's Australia,
lame.
not an America, boy. After looking further into the past of Derek Percy, investigators would discover that he had run-ins with the law in his younger days. His family had to relocate to New South Wales in 1964 after Derek had been found stealing women's underwear and dresses from neighborhood clotheslines. Yes, he would wear them. It was also
Obvious.
noted It was also noted at this time that his favorite hobby was cutting up dolls with razor blades. This is also where the journaling started, detailing his brutal sexual fantasies, which he would one day hope to make a reality. The family was offered mental help for Derek, but they refused and fled town instead. Great parenting.
Yeah, why get him help?
He's fine.
I'll find here.
While in prison, Percy was able to continue journaling his sadistic fantasies, but fearing the prison psychologist would read them to the other prisoners, he found a way to get them out of the jail. Apparently, that was a thing. Like, he showed the psychologist his writings and he just told everyone.
Oh, damn.
In 2007, a self storage unit was discovered containing over 35 boxes of Derek's journals, drawings, and other fun works of art for the macabre. Why did I write that sentence so fucking hard? There was also several newspaper articles about the murders, which led to more suspicion after all the years, and several different cases were reopened.
Come on to these kind of guys. Okay.
Oh, yeah. One of the murders that was reopened was the Wanda Beach case. Two 15-year-old girls were raped and murdered in 1965 on the beach and buried in the sand. Percy was still in high school at the time, but his grandmother was believed to live in that area at the time.
So his grandmother did it.
It was definitely the grandma. No one looked into that, did they?
Gran.
Another case that was reopened was, huh?
Can't trust grandmas.
Not in Australia. You can't trust shit. Another case that was reopened was the Beaumont case from 1966. This is a very well-known case in Australia where 3 children, 9-year-old Jane, 7-year-old Arna, and 4-year-old Grant Beaumont were reported missing near Glenelg Beach in Adelaide. Fuck Australia and these stupid names. The children were never recovered, and Derek couldn't remember if he had any involvement in it. He would have been 17 at this time and was on holiday with his parents in Adelaide at the time of the disappearances. Authorities don't believe Percy did this one, but I'm not too sure. There's also another case that was open, but even I can see that one was bullshit. Like, the suspect was seen on a red bike and Percy didn't have a bike. While being questioned by the cold case detectives, Percy kept the same story of, I can't remember, or I may have been there. Fuck this dude.
Damn amnesia.
So we know how fucked up Derek is, but what happened to little heroic Shane Spiller and his trusty hatchet? During the late 90s, when Percy was pushing for his release, Shane grew paranoid and began abusing drugs and alcohol. He was still known to be a super nice guy who would sometimes get taken advantage of by, dickheads. In 2002, Shane, or Stick as his friends like to call him, attempted to take his own life with a plastic bag. He was admitted to the psychiatric hospital, but upon his release, tried to overdose. He was sent to a larger psych hospital, but disappeared a few days later. After years of searching nearby mine shafts in the surrounding area, Shane was never found. It's believed he had thought Percy had put a hit out on him in prison and possibly went into hiding.
A lot of hits today.
Yeah.
A lot of nicknames today.
Eyes on the prize, Steve.
Don't forget the stick.
Tie-in. I'll wrap this one up on a lighter note at least. In 2013, Derek Percy succumbed to lung cancer at a Melbourne hospital. Before his death, investigators questioned Percy on his deathbed. As he's held for years, he may have been in the area, but he didn't remember if he did anything. No, I know that mental stuff is all sorts of willy-nilly, but I think I'd remember abducting and brutalizing a child.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one. Yeah, that's probably sticking in the memory bank. At the time of his death, Percy was the longest serving inmate at about 44 years. He also had a beard that looks like it also served at 44 years, and I can't leave out that it was a really good beard.
Respect.
Derek Percy may very well be Australia's worst child killer and was even deemed the Australian Hannibal Lecter. I've only seen that he was interested in cannibalism, but not sure if he ever actually followed through with it. But I assume he probably had some kids with a nice Chianti and fava beans. Fuck.
I mean, well, you have a fava beans.
He tried to execute that so well.
I really did.
Okay, so yeah, I think we all have names in here that just are really gonna piss us off today.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And this one?
Oh yeah. Yeah, thank you. There's a lot of weird names back in the day.
Like
Especially New
Steve.
Orleans.
Like Steve. Oh yeah. All right. So today I give you guys Madam Lalaurie. Who is Miss Lalaurie? She was born Marie Delphine McCarty on March 19th of 1787. We're talking a long, long time ago. She was born into a wealthy New Orleans family. The McCarty men had military backgrounds. Most of them were landowners, and by 1794, her family had a 1,344 acres plantations between Bartholomew and Independence, backing up to St. Claude Avenue. One could say that she lived quite a charmed life. Her mother was known to be quite the hostess. She loved having parties. She went into wee hours of the night, just partying away. Some nights include jumping into the canal on their property and stealing the clothes and shoes of her male guests, forcing them to come out of the water bare feet into their nightshirts. She loved to have a good party and play some good pranks. When Delphine's mother passed away in 1807, her father explored companionship in an untraditional, though popular manner. Her father, Louis, had then entered a long term relationship with Sophie Musenti, a woman of color.
Oh, gasp.
And that's, you gotta think, back in the day, that was,
Scandalous.
oh yeah.
Thomas Jefferson would never.
My
George
God.
Washington. In 1815, Sophia gave birth to a daughter, Delphine Emise McCarty. The child's godparents were Delphine and her brother Louis.
Where does Melissa McCarty come into this? What? I'm not sure she's.
Good question.
Thank you.
Records show that quite a few McCarty men had relationship with free women of color or women of mixed race. Delphine's uncle Eugene had a 44-year relationship with a woman of color.
You have 54.
54. Oh my God, yeah, 54. I'm like, wait, are you playing a prank?
No, me? Come on.
Yeah.
I'm not Lalaurie.
Anyway,
Taking your shoes.
taking your shoes. New Orleans history tells us quite a few wealthy Creole men practicing the cohabitation with women of color. Delphine's father, uncles, cousins, and associates contributed to the development of the biracial free people of color. These women were referred into the legal system as concubine. There were a few women of mixed race who were in relationships and had children with the McCarthy men. Now, I'm going to let that sink in with you guys while I tell you more of this story on Delphine. You got to start, think her mom died when she was very young. Her father jumped into another relationship with a woman of color, and her brothers, her uncles, her cousins, they're all fraternizing with these women of color. She is that lonely little white girl.
She's on pure heart
Scandalous.
back then.
This woman, she went through some stuff.
She's just trying to make America great again. That's all it is.
She went through a lot of things, and a lot of things including mean a lot of dick. All right.
Huh? Some penis. Okay.
So Delphine had 3 husbands in her life,
Now who's the whore?
right?
Only 3?
Yeah. Well, just wait. She was barely 14 when she married her first husband.
Elvis?
Barely. She married a 35-year-old widow, Raymond Candelara. Raymond was an officer of the Spanish crown and second in command to the Louisiana governor. He had recently lost his wife on the cruel voyage from Spain to Louisiana. To step into his appointed position there in Louisiana, he and Delphine were married by the bishop in a private ceremony on June 11th, 1800. 5 years later, Ramon and Delphine had a mother. Delphine became a mother and a widow. 5 years later. It seems that Raymond wasn't thrilled about the crown. Perhaps he harbored some bitterness and some blame in his death of his wife. He wanted to postpone their voyage by a month as he requested his wife's life could have been spared. With that bitterness became a bit of rebellion in his role. Ramon had pissed off Spain for the last time when he opened the importation of captivities directed from Africa. Ordered prohibited from importation until things had settled and things had become more peaceful with the environment and human trafficking trade. It was also speculated that Spain punished him for marrying without permission. The crown he served began shuffling him around the globe, removing him from his position. After many efforts, by the way of writing letters and supposedly a visit to the Queen by Delphine. He was pardoned and appointed Spanish consul to New Orleans underneath the American administrative. At this time, Delphine was pregnant and awaiting for him in Havana so they can return to New Orleans together. Raymond boarded a ship, making his way back to his expecting wife. And on January 11th, 1805, his vessel was hit at a sandbar off the shores of Havana, and Ramon was killed. Around the same time, Delphine gave birth to their daughter, Marie. Delphine stayed in Havana long enough to bury her husband and have her daughter baptized. Then she returned home in New Orleans, a young widow, a mother, to discover that New Orleans was no longer under Spanish or French rule, but now under American ownership.
USA, USA.
Can you imagine just being that young, only being married 5 years to somebody, you have a child and a dead husband?
That's life under the Spanish crown. That's why they joined America. That doesn't happen here. Woo!
But do you think that kept her down?
Probably. That'd probably be a little upsetty, my spaghetti.
No. Not her. This young widow would soon be married yet again.
Whore.
Delphine's 20th birthday, March 19th, 1807. 2 years. 2 years after her first husband died. And just a few weeks after her mother died, she remarried an older Frenchman, a widower, John Paul Blanc.
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 That's pronounced Blanc.
Blanc.
Huh.
I looked it up. A lot of people say it's Blanc. But when I looked up his name, referring to it, it was pronounced as Blanc.
Huh.
Shut you up, didn't she?
Oh yeah, that's why I put that's why I have all my little pronunciations and how to say things. Because I knew you would pick on me about something some way or another, because that's within your nature.
Oh, you gave me like 7 things I could like pick you on. Like a sandbar hit their ship. Sandbar just came up and just boom, hit their ship.
Listen, I was typing it up. Let me be.
No. You typed it correctly and then you said it differently.
Oh, I did? How'd I say it?
Maybe you said the sandbar hit them.
Oh, was hit by.
Out of nowhere.
Okay. Out of nowhere. Anyways. Mr. Blank. Delphine's mother had divided her estates between her 3 children. Blank was a savvy businessman. Perhaps he saw her inheritance as an opportunity. Now who's the gold digger?
Got a blank sandbar baby.
I ain't saying
And
she's
I'll write
gold
you.
digger. No.
John arrived in New Orleans with an agenda. He was a ruthless businessman who had been active in the slave trade as well as politics, and associate to the notorious pirate brothers,
All right.
John and Pierre Lafitte.
They were fit as fuck.
Delphine's inheritance of $33,007 made for a healthy marriage to her new husband. Nowadays, $33K isn't shit.
It's not a down payment on
Her mother also left her a downtown plantation on the bank of the Mississippi River. 52 slaves, livestock, and farm equipment.
I thought that's what the slaves were.
Shut up. Her father gifted Delphine and Blank another plantation,
Jesus.
property on Chartree Street, and an additional 26 slaves. Now, today's value, her inheritance was worth over $2.3 million.
Okay, now this is actually a genuine question, not being a dick. Does that include the slaves?
I was gonna
2.3 million.
ask.
This is not. I'm just being. This is like a curiosity thing.
Yeah, no, I'm with you.
No, because obviously slaves wouldn't be relevant into today.
I know. I'm just wondering because like the price of what a slave was back then. Do they incorporate that that dollar price for a slave was actually the 2.3 million.
I wouldn't think so.
Okay.
I would just imagine it was the plantations and the inheritance money.
Okay. No soundbars? Babe, continue.
They'll get you.
Please continue. I'm deeply enthralled in this.
Are you? Look at me. My name is Anthony, and I want to make fun of Rose. But I had simple spelling errors all over the place.
Yeah, no shit. Terrible at spelling.
Blanc went on to purchase a 2-story townhome on Royal and Conti, next door to the Bank of Louisiana, where he was the director. By 1815, they had 5 children, the eldest being the daughter of Delphine's first husband. The family would split their time between the townhome and their plantation. Delphine and Blanc had secured a privileged life to themselves, but things weren't always what they seem. Less than a year after the Battle of New Orleans, the 50-year-old John Blanc passed away.
Oh,
See how she won.
Delphine was only 28 years old when this happened. She was left to settle all of his estates. His estates consisted of debts that totaled over $160,000, which would be over $2.5 million in today's currency.
oh, and they only had 2.3 to begin with.
In 1816, Delphine renounced their community property to the courts and forfeit all their mutual assets to protect and keep her personal property and assets to herself. She's like, I'll get rid of his shit. He ain't touching my money. Over the next 10 years, Delphine had auctioned off most of Blanc's property, including slaves, to try to pay off his debts. She even purchased a piece of property herself at an auction, as well as retaining some of his slaves. Records show that 8 of the enslaved people that she had owned died in a span of 5 years. Most of them were women and children of childbearing age. The cause of death were all unknown.
Women and children of childbearing age?
Women and children of childbearing age, meaning children that could have been 15, 14,
13.
13.
Okay.
They all mysteriously disappeared.
I wonder what happened.
The debt that Blanc left behind could have depleted Lalaurie's wealth. Delphine had the luck of the Irish, though. It came in a form of morbid luck. Her father passed away in 1824, leaving his children with substantial inheritance. His daughter, with the free woman of color, was included in his will. He left her $5,000 and 2 slaves, which is probably equivalent to about 5 million-ish. Not 5 million.
100,000 maybe?
Yeah, 500,000.
Something like that.
Now, last but not least, when Delphine met her third husband, Dr. Louis Lalaurie, he came into the picture in 1825. Delphine was an experienced and shrewd woman of wealth. Lalaurie arrived from France with a mission to start his physician practice of destroying hunches.
Unlike what I have.
So he was basically a chiropractor. He liked straightening crooked backs. And in 1826, one of Delphine's children needed some help being straightened out, henceforth the beginning of their romance.
Can you see my kid? You want fuck?
Yeah. My kid's a little crooked. Can you straighten it the fuck out?
Anyway, what are you doing later?
Yeah. Lalaurie was an older woman at 38 with 2 dead husbands, 5 children, and considerable wealth. One could speculate a few scenarios with their blossoming relationship, but one thing we know for sure is that Madame Delphine became pregnant with Dr. Lalaurie's child out of wedlock.
Or
She's a scandalous little shit.
we don't slut shame here.
She has such a big hole.
Big old hole. Country roads take me to a hole that's so big. New Orleans.
5 months after the birth of their son, um, Jean, or is that considered John? I think it's John.
I don't know anymore. Blanc is blank, and
I
my
think
mind's
I
blank.
think in the French, Jean is pronounced John. John Louise Lalaurie. Dr. Lalaurie and Madame Delphine were not a notary negotiating notary in negotiating their
Not a
marriage
notary?
contract. Yeah.
They're not a notary?
Yeah.
I mean, they were at a notary?
Whoa. Wow. There's so many words. Okay, never mind. They were at a notary negotiating their marriage contract. I was like, wait a minute, that didn't make any sense. Why did I write that? Just read it wrong. Delphine was now worth $66,389.58.
We had to get the 58 cents.
Yep.
That's like the $7 before and the $30,000 and seven. Ooh, make or break the bank.
Every dollar counts.
Every cent counts.
Apparently.
Once their property finances were sorted out, they headed over to St. Louis Cathedral to make it legal in the eyes of the Catholic Church. However, it has been discovered that the date of their marriage was rolled back 6 months. Having a child out of wedlock would have been frowned upon in their circle of high society.
Or
What a slew, according to them.
The fabrication. The 40-year-old Delphine was now on her third husband. And 25-year-old Dr. Lalaurie was a new father in a new country with a very wealthy wife.
oh wait, she's robbing the credit.
Archived letter. Oh yeah, definitely.
Go for those MILFs.
You gotta think, man, he's about the same age as her first daughter.
Jesus.
She had her first Yeah, I think she had her first daughter
Aw.
around what, 15?
Oh. Yeah, that checks out on that. That's more than
Yeah, they're about the same. Yeah, about the same.
Jesus.
Archived letters written by friends mentions that their marriage was not a happy one. They were known to fight, often separate, and return to each other. Some of these letters begin to make early mentions of Delphine's cruelty towards her slaves.
Girl, he talks and leave him.
There's
there's a massive fucking fight between the teams again.
Oh, God damn it.
the ref, like, guys.
One guy almost lost his shirt.
Oh, well, they got the good hockey punches in then.
Oh yeah. He said, "Fuck you, ref.
What this shit? Wait till Madam Lalaurie gets a hold of you.
Ref, you suck."
Ref, you suck. Ref.
Okay, let me wrap this up. And in 1831, Madame Delphine Lalaurie purchased a lots on the Royal and in a hospital. Oh, I messed that one up. But their lavish home did not make a happy marriage. On November 16th, 1832, Delphine petitioned the courts for a separation from the bed and board of her husband. She claimed that Lalaurie had treated her in such manner and that their living together was unsupportable. She also claimed that Lalaurie had beaten her in front of witnesses. 5 months later, Dr. Lalaurie contested moving permanently into his new acquired residence. Now, I'm going to wrap it up here, giving you an idea of her husband's, her children, and her life. Next week, I will conclude the story of Lalaurie, including the mansion fire, tortured slaves, and ghostly hauntings. There's so much more to this. I just wanted to be able to give you guys an insight in her early life before shit got crazy.
Girl, he talked
Before
me
it gets
to
crazy.
him.
No, next week it will be the It Gets Worse episode.
I do enjoy nice. It gets worse. But that will do it for us here at the Full Send Rejects. Thank you all for sending it with us this week. A special thanks to everyone who began to follow our new TikTok channel and like Billy's return to stand up.
Thanks.
I'm sorry our name is. Yeah, a few people liked it. People enjoyed it. I'm sorry our name on there is weird. TikTok did that, which is probably why they will be banned soon anyway. Thanks, Congress. Dicks. Don't forget to follow us on our other socials, as well as look out for our bonus episode this week. I think we're doing that.
Yep.
Yeah, okay, we're doing it. Which I think will be a drunken debacle, and our posts asking for suggestions. Keep a lookout for those as well. We hope to see you all next week, and until then, full fucking send it.
Full send it.